48 teams, 3 massive host nations, 12 groups. Just saying that out loud feels unreal. Football has never seen anything like this before, not even close. The 2026 World Cup, co-hosted by the United States, Mexico, and Canada, has already delivered everything you could possibly want from a tournament, and we haven't even finished the group stage yet. Shock results, giant killings, dominant performances, heartbreaking exits. This tournament has had it all. Today, we're breaking down everything that happened across the first 6 groups, in full detail. Which teams played their way into the next round, who packed their bags way too early, and who's still hanging by a thread, waiting for that final group game to decide their fate. We're covering every single angle, no skipping, no shortcuts. But before we dive in, if you're enjoying the content, hit that like button and subscribe. It genuinely helps more than you know. Now, let's get into it. Group A, Mexico, South Korea, Czech Republic, South Africa. We start with the opening group of the tournament, Group A, featuring host nation Mexico alongside South Korea, the Czech Republic, and South Africa. This group was reshuffled from the very first whistle. The team that truly owned this group was Mexico, and honestly, nobody should be surprised. El Tri hit the ground running with a clean 2-0 win over South Africa in their opener, then kept that momentum going with a tight but controlled 1-0 victory over South Korea. Now, yes, home advantage plays a role. The crowd support has been absolutely electric, but there's something deeper going on here. This Mexico side looks organized, calm, and purposeful in a way we haven't seen from them at recent World Cups. That panic, that chaotic defending in big moments, it's gone. 6 points from 2 games. Group A is already Mexico's to lose. Down behind them, though, it's a genuine mess. South Korea sits second with 3 points, but 0 goal difference. The Czech Republic and South Africa are both on 1 point each, scrapping it out for survival. The defining moment in this group came when the Czechs and South Africans met and played out a feisty, physical 1-1 draw. Both teams left everything on the pitch, but that single point each has put them both in an incredibly difficult position going into the final match day. In Group B, Canada, Switzerland, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Qatar. Now we move to the group that sent shockwaves across the football world. Group B, Canada, Switzerland, Bosnia-Herzegovina, and Qatar. And the reason everyone is talking about this group comes down to one team, Canada. The Canadians started their campaign a little cautiously, drawing 1-1 with Bosnia-Herzegovina in their opener. A few eyebrows were raised, a few doubts crept in. And then, second game, Canada absolutely exploded. Against Qatar, they put on a performance for the ages, running out 6-0 winners in what was nothing short of a statement. 6 goals in a single World Cup game. That scoreline is already one of the highest ever recorded by a host nation in the tournament's history. This wasn't a team just showing up because they're hosting. Canada came here to compete, to make noise, and to go deep. At the top of the table, it's incredibly tight. Canada lead with 4 points and a breathtaking +6 goal difference. Switzerland sit right behind them, also on 4 points, but with a +3. Both teams look almost certain to advance, but who tops the group? That gets decided today in their head-to-head clash. Switzerland need a win. Nothing else will do, because Canada's goal difference cushion is enormous. Canada, on the other hand, only need a draw to take first place. At the bottom, it's a different story entirely. Bosnia and Qatar are both on 1 point. But for Qatar specifically, this tournament has been a nightmare. -6 goal difference, eliminated. They couldn't get out of their own group at home in 2022 either, but at least there was some fight then. Here, on foreign soil, they've been completely overrun. Group C, Brazil, Morocco, Scotland, Haiti. On to Group C, the group that, on paper, looked like a coronation for Brazil. In reality, football had other ideas. Brazil, Morocco, Scotland, and Haiti all came in with very different ambitions, and the group is played out in the most unpredictable way possible. Before the tournament, everyone was asking how many goals Brazil would score in their opener. The answer was 0. Brazil came up against a disciplined, well-organized Morocco side and could only manage a 1-1 draw. Meanwhile, Scotland got off to a solid start with a 1-0 win over Haiti. That Brazil result wasn't just a surprise, it was a genuine warning sign. In the second round of matches, the favorites regrouped. Morocco were excellent against Scotland, tactically smart, patient, and clinical when it counted, winning 1-0 to bank a crucial 3 points. Brazil, shaken from that first result, responded against Haiti with a much more convincing display, winning 3-0 to put their goal difference back on track. Right now, Brazil and Morocco are level at the top, both on 4 points. Brazil hold the edge in goal difference thanks to that Haiti win. Scotland are still very much alive in third, sitting on 3 points. Haiti have been eliminated, becoming one of the first sides to officially exit the tournament. The final match day in this group is pure drama. Scotland versus Brazil and Morocco versus Haiti. Under normal circumstances, Brazil and Morocco are expected to finish first and second. But Scotland will be pushing hard for anything they can get, hoping to sneak through as one of the best third-placed teams. Group D, USA, Australia, Paraguay, Turkey. Group D, one of the tournament's biggest success stories and one of its biggest heartbreaks, share the same 4-team table. It's a group of contrasts, and it's been one of the most talked about of the entire competition. The United States have been exceptional. They beat Australia 2-0, secured their place in the round of 32, and are now on course to top the group, the first time leading a World Cup group since 2010. The home crowd, the tactical discipline, the energy on the pitch. This U.S. team is not just hosting the tournament. They're genuinely competing in it. For them, the real challenge starts now, in the knockout rounds. And then there's Turkey, a squad full of quality, full of expectation, full of hope. And yet, they're going home. A 2-0 defeat to Australia, followed by a 1-0 loss to Paraguay. 0 points, a performance level that fell well below what anyone expected from this group. For the fans who traveled so far with such high hopes, this is an incredibly tough pill to swallow. They have 1 game left against the USA, and while it won't change their tournament fate, it's a chance to finish with dignity. Meanwhile, Australia and Paraguay are locked in a battle for second place. Both are on 3 points. Both play each other in the final round. Winner goes through. Loser goes home. It doesn't get more straightforward or more intense than that. In Group E, Germany, Ivory Coast, Ecuador, Curaçao. 2 stories define this group. Germany's ruthless march through the competition, and a moment of football history that nobody in that stadium will ever forget. Germany have been machine-like. They opened with a 7-1 demolition of Curaçao, a statement if there ever was one. They followed it up with a composed 2-1 win over Ivory Coast. 6 points plus 7 goal difference, group already won. Job done. Germany are through, and they've made sure everyone knows they mean business this tournament. But the game everyone is still talking about, Ecuador versus Curaçao. It finished 0-0, and it was absolutely extraordinary. Curaçao goalkeeper Eloy Room made 15 saves in 90 minutes. 15. That is the highest number of saves recorded by a single goalkeeper in a World Cup match since 1966. Room was sensational, heroic even, as he kept Ecuador out almost single-handedly. And the result? Curaçao earned the first World Cup point in their history. A nation of fewer than 150,000 people, standing toe-to-toe with South American opposition, walking away with a point. This is exactly why football captures the world the way it does. In a tournament of giants, Curaçao found a way to make their mark, and that story belongs right up there with the best moments of this entire World Cup. But in terms of the standings, Ivory Coast sits second on 3 points. Ecuador and Curaçao are both on 1. For Ecuador to advance, they need to beat group winners Germany in the final round, an enormous ask. Ivory Coast, on the other hand, just need a point against Curaçao to go through. advantage firmly in Africa's corner. Group F, Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, Tunisia. Group F, a group that had everything, a dominant force flexing its muscles at one end and a story of pure footballing romance at the other. Two completely different worlds sharing the same four-team table. The first story is one we've seen before, but it never gets old. The Netherlands came into this tournament with a point to prove, and through 2 games, they've done exactly that: clinical, composed, and ruthless when it matters. Japan, on the other hand, have been the group's great entertainers, pressing high, playing with intensity, and reminding everyone why Asian football continues to grow on the world stage. These two sides have pulled away from the pack, and a top 2 finish for both looks highly likely. But the real talking point in this group hasn't been about the frontrunners. It's been about the teams fighting for survival, and the moments that reminded us why we fell in love with this sport in the first place. Sweden arrived in this tournament with genuine belief, organized, hard-working, and capable of grinding out results against anyone. Tunisia, meanwhile, came as underdogs, but determined underdogs. The kind of team that refuses to make anything easy for the opposition. What's unfolded has been a tight, tense battle at the bottom of the group. The kind of football that doesn't always make the highlight reels, but keeps you on the edge of your seat from first whistle to last. Every point has felt enormous. Every moment of pressure has carried real weight. As things stand, the final match day in Group F will have plenty on the line. The top 2 spots are close to being settled, but pride, positioning, and the slim hope of advancing as one of the best third-place teams means nobody is going through the motions. In a tournament this size, with 48 teams fighting for places, every single result has consequences somewhere down the line. Group F might not have produced the giant scorelines or the record-breaking individual performances we saw elsewhere. But it's been a group full of competitive football, tight margins, and the kind of tension that makes the World Cup group stage so special. And in the end, that's exactly what you want. So, let's step back and look at the full picture across these first 6 groups, because the story this tournament is telling is a remarkable one. 3 teams have already clinched their spots as group winners: Mexico, the United States, and Germany. For those 3, the number crunching is over. Their minds are already on the knockout rounds. Then there's a second tier, teams that are almost certain to advance, but still have something to play for in terms of seeding and positioning: Canada, Switzerland, Brazil, Morocco, Netherlands, and Japan. These sides are focused on finishing as high as possible to set up a more favorable path through the bracket. And finally, the exits. Tunisia, Turkey, Haiti, and Qatar have all been eliminated. They came with dreams. They leave with lessons. Their final group games are about pride now, about giving their supporters one last performance worth remembering. Before this tournament began, the debate was everywhere. Does expanding to 48 teams dilute the quality? Does it water down the competition? Well, just look at what these first 6 groups have given us. Canada's historic 6-0. Eloy Room making 15 saves for a nation of 150,000 people and stealing a piece of football history. Upsets, drama, emotion. This format isn't shrinking the magic of the World Cup, it's multiplying it. That wraps up part 1 of our 2026 World Cup group stage breakdown. 6 groups down, 6 to go. Part 2 is coming very soon. We'll be covering Groups G through L, breaking down all the drama, the surprises, and the teams that could turn this whole tournament upside down in the knockout rounds. Make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on so you don't miss it. Which of these first 6 groups surprised you the most? Which moment had you on your feet? Drop it in the comments. I estamos in the kai, Rai Quenston San Kan. Nine Kunstan. See you in part 2. Stay with the football.